Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Small Town USA. We have our Ford over there warming up. Not that it really needs to be warmed up at 75-degree temperatures currently. Looking to get up into the lower 80s today. We had some storms roll through early this morning. We're hooked up to the Diamond Sea trailer because we need to go get our utility tractor, which I hope still has the mowing deck on it. We need to get that loaded up because we need to go do some finishing mowing, as it were. Where did I put that? Oh, that's right. I thought I parked it in here. I'm doing some, woo-wee! Was not expecting that. We were doing some finishing touches on that deck. Trying to get some new blades put onto it. Nope, I don't need that, not yet. I'm trying to, there we go. I think I got it. There we go. Oy vey, a little rusty today. Didn't get much sleep last night. Yeah, there it is. Why would I? I don't want to get onto that part. There we go. That's the only downside, is it would, just when you happen to get close, it automatically kicks you onto the backloader. I don't have a reason why for that, but it does. And it can be very irritating. We're just going to try to get that. Yeah, put there. I forgot we had this mound of dirt in here. Yeah, we did get this all finished up good. We had to pull it off to do a little bit of maintenance. I just hope I can squeeze through here. Because I'm not going to be able to squeeze through there, so... Grab... Nope. Alright. So trying to force its way out. Let's just get that tractor going. Just need to lift it up just ever so slightly. But I want to get this pulled off over here. There we go. Oh, so part of the reason why we are going to go mow is because we already did quite a bit of mowing. And these are all the hay bales that we have so far. Wow, okay. Didn't realize I was going to clip through all of them. Yeah, just ignore that. But yeah, we have almost 400 bales between grass and hay in there. I thought about wrapping some of the grass and getting silage out of it. But I'm also looking at getting a silo set up so we can actually just do it that way. Because that'll hold a lot more and we don't have to worry about the grass bales themselves near as much. We're actually just going to slide this guy over here. I got rid of the... What was that, a Fendt? Yeah, I believe it was a Fendt tractor. The tracked zero-turn type of configuration. I don't want to back over these pallet jack. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I got rid of that. It has nothing to do with the fact that it was a Fendt. It has more to do with the fact that I just had no use for it, so I posted it on Facebook Marketplace, and it went quick, actually. And we sold that baby pretty quick. Time to do some sketchy stuff. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope you guys keep watching me. Oh, doo-doo-dah-day. Yeah, something like that. All right. There we go. Now we can tighten it all down. Ooh. Of course, me being a silly guy I am. Let's turn that off. So, where we got the bales from are all of the waterways, all of the areas around some of our fields. We actually went up and down the street that we're about to go on. And that's basically where we got our hay and grass from. The side across the street from us that we're facing right now, I went through and tedded that out to turn it into hay. So as you can see there on the right side, it got all mowed from the road to the field. On the left side here, it got from the road to the ditch. Because I'm not going to tear my stuff up, just go in there. And then we went all the way down, back through there on the left-hand side and all around this field. And there's a nice, decent spot all the way over on the other side of the field. There are areas, as you can see, that I need to come through and get it cleaned up and get grass seed put back down. And it's going to be more of a wildlife type blend. What I mean by that is it's not just going to be grass seed. It's going to be an assortment of wildflower seeds too. Just kind of give it a little bit more help, I guess. Plus, it's going to look a little better. It's going to help the natural environment. It's going to be all seeds, flower seeds that are native to this area. Nothing not native. So we did come around here and we did mow. But our mower is not exactly the greatest finishing mower. And I'm wanting to turn this almost into a just a rest stop type of deal. I'm gonna have I might put another well, essentially a sell point. Like one of those grandma shops or whatever that we have down at the end of our plot of land. And just kind of go take it that route. But I want to make sure that it looks good. We'll turn the engine off since we don't need it. I kind of wish that the deck would fit in between that, but you know, it is what it is. So I kind of wanted to go through with this guy. Has a little bit more of a finishing deck on it, plus with the blades that we put on. Is that as low as you can go? Okay. I'm gonna probably come back through and kind of collect all this grass, loose grass that is. And probably just dump it maybe over in the cattle barn, because we have that machine that actually takes loose grass and it uses it to essentially make TMR. So I have one of my favorite pieces of equipment, which is the little Linder, I think is what it is. One of my favorite, and I don't even remember what the name of it is. Whoops. But it has a collector on the back of it, or I can put a collector on the back of it, I should say. So we're going to use that to our advantage because it's small. It can kind of come in here and get all this maneuver around these trees and everything. But I think this kind of gives it a nicer clean cut. Kind of cleans up the area a little bit more. But the animals are all doing great, and we're going to look at, the great thing about them being small, starting off young, is they don't eat near as much. I mean, you would think they would, but compared to the adults, they really don't. And yes, I just did say adults instead of adults. Don't ask me why, I just did. So we're running with it. So it kind of saddens me a little bit that this doesn't work like a windrower, a lot of times, like when you're mowing, using a push mower or rider mower in the real world, it kind of helps kick that windrow, as it were, to the next spot when you end up going over that far. Like when you're running over your old spot. But, I understand that it can be very difficult to program that. I'm not a modder by any means. I wish I could figure that out, because I'd have a lot of my own mods out, I would think. If it, not just for me, but I don't know if I'd be able to do a mod, use it. Well, I would probably make a mod, use it on one of my maps, and then release it to the public. So that way I can have my little fun with it first, and then let everyone else have theirs. But that's just me. Again, I can mod existing ones for the most part. Like, I try not to mess with them too much because I don't want to cause issues between them and my game. So usually I will take the information, make a copy, and then mod it. I haven't done any with any existing mods that I have going right now, just because I think you would probably notice if I did. At least this deck is nice and sturdy. I keep hitting these trees. Though with it being a John Deere, it's gonna be expensive if I ever want to repaint it. Yeah, I was asked by the county to kind of help clean up the roads a little bit, make things look nice and neat, which I gladly accepted, and use the chance to kind of get around my fields as well. So I actually just did my real life mowing outside yesterday. Well, of course it was outside. My yard is small enough that I can use a push mower and get it done in about an hour, give or take, depending on how quickly I want to walk. So it was a beautiful day yesterday. Looks like it's even better day today so far. I believe we have rain in our forecast here in the Buckeye State, either tonight or tomorrow or both. I don't quite remember, but I know most of you probably aren't anywhere near Ohio, so you could care less about my weather. Not trying to be I'm not trying to be like that by any means. Just kind of being realistic. Yes, I realize that kind of looks like trash right now, but trust me, we will get it cleaned up a lot better once we get these windrows off. And looks like there's a few spots that I do need to come back through and kind of touch up as far as overseeding grass. So we will get that planned in the works for over here. Like I said, I do kind of want to get this cleaned up so that way it's a nice area for anyone to come in and just relax and enjoy. No fee by any means, no charge. Just kind of, want to make it a nice little, well, not quite a park, but at least an area for people to come to and just relax. So I think we are going to be looking at putting up like a kids play area. Just something nice for the community up here on this side of the county. So nothing too crazy or drastic. It is my land. I can do it with it what I want. I mentioned it in passing with some of the county commissioner and a few other people, and they don't seem to mind. So they appreciate the fact that I'm thinking of the community, kind of being relatively new still to the area. So once it's up and running, they said they would be glad to put up posters and advertise it, and basically kind of make it a homegrown secret for the most part. And what I mean by that is, unless you live here or you are relatives of family, you're not going to really notice, because this is kind of off the beaten path, as it were. I mean, look around, we're surrounded by farmland and forest. So unless they decide to do something with the forestry area up here, really no one's going to come up this way. Plus, unless they make the forest area like a county land type of project and put in walking paths and things like that, you know, it's not going to be much to draw people to this area up here. So yeah, with this guy, the deck is strong enough for us to push down the bushes and knock them out. I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on those areas, so that way if I didn't quite, you know, cut them down far enough and they want to grow back because, well, the roots are still in the ground, we will have to take care of it then. I mean, I do have the Kubota utility tractor that has the backhoe that we can use and to dig up and get rid of those roots. So it's always a possibility that, you know, we don't get everything and something will grow back that we don't want. Man, it really does look like I'm scalping the grass here, but I'm really not. My deck is, you can see it just how high it is. I think it's just very thin grass in this area. So that's why I'm gonna have to come back through and overseed. We have to do a few different things in this area. I want to try to, you know, keep people away from the field, but at the same time, if I really wanted to do that, I just wouldn't do what I'm planning on. Because this is a nice overlook, as much as you can call it an overlook, for the area. You know, to see the one of the pride fields of my farm. And yes, it will become a prized field once it's all said and done. So now that we got that knocked out, I need to get this back home. See if I have the same issues, which I probably will. Yep. Let's get you up there. Push! There we go. I'll leave the deck up on the tractor. I just really like this pickup truck. If I haven't said it before, you guys, you hear it yet again. See, this is a nice little area. Where we were just parked is where I'm thinking of doing like the playground. Basically bringing the edge of the grass all the way around and kind of bring it around to this point here. So that way we can do like a mulched dirt area with the playground stuff here. We're gonna have a couple of picnic benches sitting around. I do want to make sure that we can close this off because it is high electricity, high voltage, and I don't want kids to be able to get into that. So we're gonna have to put a fence around that, unfortunately. But like I said, a couple of park benches, hopefully covered park benches. We'll see what's in the works, see what I have access to. And we'll have to put a fence. Unfortunately, yeah, we're definitely have to put a fence over here. Keep people from, you know, slipping and going straight down that hill. Yeah. In order to keep everyone safe, we got to do the right things. So first step is getting back home and not tearing things up. So as we pull in back to the farm, this is the shop I was referring to of building another one down there. Because we got a little bit of everything, fresh food, even some drinks, you know, milk. So I kind of want to build another one so that way people have access to that a little bit more. Plus it's a little bit safer for them to stop and purchase. But the other thing I was looking at are our fields. It's looking like our fields are getting to the point where they're going to need another round of fertilizer. So I kind of want to get that done real quick. We can get that grass here momentarily, or I may just end up waiting till later. We can leave that on the trailer for now. Got to get this washed off before we park it. As you can tell, it's filthy. Tractor isn't looking much better. But that's basically our setup for baling. So, and I had this originally on here, this mower, because I was thinking of using this to mow what we just did. But with the kind of trees that are over there, I figured it'd be a little bit more difficult. This is my favorite piece of equipment, one of them. But we need to come over here and grab our grass collector, which is right there. So, and that's our batwing mower that we used to do all of the other mowing. You know, we're just gonna back up and put it right in front of that mower deck that we just dropped. It'd be nice if changing things around, like your back of your pickup truck, would be this easy. It's like, oh, I don't want a deck on the back or a regular bed on the back of my truck. All right, let's go with the flatbed, or let's go with the grass collector, or anything like that. I may have to move the placement of where the honey spawns. That's starting to get in the way. So we're gonna hopefully make quick work of this, bring this grass back, put it in our cow shed, and see what else we can accomplish today. It's just kind of a task-oriented type of day today. Nothing too crazy by any means. It's a relatively calm, peaceful time of the year for us. No real field work per se, just the occasional spraying of herbicide or fertilizer, and letting Mother Nature do its thing. There is one field that we're going to have to keep an eye on. Make sure we harvest that as soon as possible. That's over by, or down by the store. And that is soybeans that we got down there that are growing. And they're quickly closing in on being ready. So can't wait to get in the harvester, get that up and running. So granted, we probably should work on getting at least one of our harvesters. Well, for that field, we only need one. It's small enough. So I need to get that harvester, like I said, well, one of them, brought into the shop and to go over, get it greased up. And same with the header. Make sure everything is in good working order, so that way, as soon as it's ready to get harvested, we can hop right in and go. So that might be something I do between now and our next video. And you know what? Since we got the right wheels on, we're gonna get that going. Make sure that's good and up to speed. Let's drop down the picker up, the header. Let's just get this taken care of real quick. as I kind of weave my way around this initial tree. Kind of forgot that this has an extended area pickup. Granted, I probably wouldn't have gotten it if it didn't. And unfortunately, no, this is not something I modded. This actually is a mod that comes that way. So one thing I don't know if I've mentioned to anybody before, and any of you guys on the channel yet, is I do have a Discord. Basically, it's just at BGStrouse or BGStrouse, whatever you want to call it. It's not an official page for me by any means. Well, it's my personal page that I kind of set up just in case I wanted to use it for my YouTube. But yeah, feel free to look me up there if you have questions. Just you can shoot me one on there. I'm not always there. I may show to be logged in, but sometimes I just forget that I'm logged in when I leave my computer. So it's one of those things where don't be upset if I don't get back to you immediately. I do want to make sure that I communicate with you guys, but if you have questions and you don't want it to be 100% well, public per se, feel free to leave me a message on there. Now, if it's, you guys, being punks, then yeah, we're gonna have other issues at that point then. But if you have legitimate questions that you think might be stupid or anything like that, trust me, there's no stupid question. I do work in the retail world. I've been asked some ridiculous type questions, but that's because those people were being, well, not very bright. But to be honest, if you think you have a serious question and you want to ask me, go for it. You can do it on there. Also, if you guys have a legitimate link to any particular mod that you want to see me use, or a map, I can't promise you that I'm going to use the link. So if it's your personal mod or anything like that, I may look at other ways to find it first to make sure it's legitimate. I got to protect myself in my computer, so I don't need any kind of viruses or anything like that. So, wow, that gave us almost 8,400 liters of grass. All right. See how much better that looks now it's been mowed? Like I said, there's a few areas I need to come through and overseed. But I think in the long run, we're going to make this place look amazing. It's going to be one that I think anyone would want to come and just relax in. All right. So I forgot I had this guy here, and this is actually what we can drop our grass into, and it's going to ferment it. We actually went through, we topped off the sheep and we topped off the goats. If you guys weren't around for the last video, at least the last video I did here, we fixed our, well, I replaced the sheep shed that we had. I was having an issue of actually filling it with grass. And instead of having just the one, I actually split it into two. So this guy is for the sheep. This is for the goats. And if you didn't know, we get goat's milk from goats. And then over here, we get the wool. So, which we already have one little thing of wool. One little, I don't know if you want to call it bundle? Bale? Yeah, we'll go with the bale. Then we already have some goat's milk over here as well. Looks like almost a full pallet. Oh, that is a full pallet. Sweet. But yeah, we topped these guys off, and then the rest of it went into that building there. I actually forgot I had that because it's kind of, mixed in with everything else except for what's at the front. And I had forgotten that that's exactly what that's for, is for... man, that rock crusher is loud. So yeah. I think that's going to do it for us here in this video, guys. So as always, if you happen to like what you see, if you catch yourself watching more than one of my videos, please do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That bell will let you be notified of every single video I post, and not just that select few here and there. If you made it this far in my video, guys, I do want to say thank you, and I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. Don't forget that I do have Discord now, same name as my YouTube. So guys, with all that being said, we'll catch you next episode, so take care. Peace.